So many small businesses are struggling these days through the pandemic. What kind of help is out there? With us now is Anthony Price of LootScout, which helps small companies. And of course, Anthony's a familiar face to our Face the State viewers. He's been on this program a number of times. Anthony, great to see you, my friend.
Thanks a lot for having me, Dennis.
So let's talk about this because we know that the unemployment claims are just stunning. I believe the numbers we had 220,000 people in Connecticut filed for unemployment in the last 18 days compared to the numbers from a year ago. All of 2019 was only 180,000. So walk us through what is actually going on with these small businesses.
Well, obviously, COVID-19 has had a devastating impact on the economy. It will continue to have a devastating impact. And with the governor's orders in Connecticut, as well as governors throughout the state, telling people to rest in place or shelter in place, it's turned, basically the economy has been turned off. Someone hit the switch and the economy's been turned off. There are certainly some businesses that are essential businesses that are out there that are able to conduct business, but life as we knew it before this pandemic happened is not the same.
You had a webinar this week where you were giving advice to small merchants, small business owners. What were they telling you?
Well, they're trying to find a way to survive. We're in survival mode. People's livelihoods, their families, everything that they knew before this pandemic has changed. So they're looking at how do they access capital, whether it's through the bank programs that we have now with the CARES Act and the Paycheck Protection Program and some of the other dollars. So they're looking at accessing capital.
Let's talk about restaurants for a bit because they're the small business that so many people go to. And I was reading that so many of them just may never be able to reopen. Is that what you're hearing as well?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these businesses were already dealing with slim margins as it is. And now that they're starting to do delivery to survive, these delivery companies are taking 20 and 30% of the orders. So it's going to be really difficult for restaurants to survive. I recommend restaurants do their own delivery to keep that extra 20 and 30% in their pocket.
What kind of help is out there for small business owners?
Well, the great news is in Connecticut, we have a great entrepreneurial ecosystem. The Department of DECD, the Department of Community and Economic Development, is available for help. The Connecticut, the Small Business Development Centers are available. Our Chambers of Commerce are available. Our Economic Development Organizations are available. So there's many different programs that are available through many of those entities, small grant programs, federal programs through the SBA. So there is plenty of resources and assistance available right now.
Are you getting any complaints from small business owners who are not allowed to open, but perhaps they believe they're essential?
I'm hearing a lot of people are disappointed. So I have been hearing some complaints about that. I mean, there are perfect examples. You know, so supermarkets are essential. Liquor stores are open. So I guess those are considered essential. But there are some other businesses that would like to be open. But people are taking it slow. They understand that this is something that's unprecedented, that hasn't happened. But we also have to make a living as small business owners and people in our communities.
I realize every business is different, but is there a time frame for how long a small business can survive being shut down? How many weeks?
Well, most small businesses are operating on small margins. Most of them don't have a big supply of capital available. What I've always told businesses, if you can get a line of credit, get a line of credit. But many businesses have maybe a couple weeks worth of cash and that's it. And so there's not a lot of time. That's why these federal programs are essential to getting the capital available and getting it on the streets.
Do you see any entrepreneurial spirit out there during this crisis? Perhaps there are some products that people need right now where small businesses can thrive?
Yeah, absolutely. The restaurants are doing everything they can to be creative in terms of delivery. There are other businesses out there that are trying, obviously webinars have become really popular in terms of communicating with people, whether they need, training and things of that nature. So the entrepreneurial spirit lives on. It will continue to live on. And we're just in the early stages of this. So we'll see a lot of creative opportunities for businesses out there.
In terms of the businesses you work with, Anthony, what's the employment, the number of people who work for most of them?
I mean, most small businesses, when we look at small businesses, generally most of them employ 20 people or less. I mean, that's the big bulk of our small businesses out there. Most of them are small and they don't employ a ton of businesses. So the numbers are, staggering of what, people have lost so far.
What's your word of advice to merchants who are watching this program right now saying, I don't know how I'm going to make it?
Well, take advantage of all the federal programs that are available. Some people may have to apply for unemployment to get by. do everything that you can to make it. We're in survival mode, so you have to be creative. If you're a person who didn't want help from the government in the past, take every dollar that you can. Help your employees. Make sure that you deal with the physical challenges of this, but also deal with the emotional challenges that people are facing, because that's the big unknown right now with people.
You know, I was reading an article the other day where some of the big grocery stores have seen their sales just skyrocket during this pandemic because people aren't going to restaurants. And are smaller markets getting that same type of bump in sales?
Yeah, in fact, I've seen a lot of gas stations doing really good businesses, people coming in and getting their groceries, milk and eggs and things of that nature. So that's been a really big pickup. I've seen a lot of corner stores doing well, especially with food related products and so on. So I think there's going to be a bump. Certainly there's a price to pay for that in terms of being open and the potential to be infected with COVID-19. So these people are heroes. They're making a living during this tough time, but they're trying to provide some level of normalcy to this challenging time.
And it does seem like some are just closing for health reasons, correct?
Oh, absolutely. You have some businesses that have been around for 10, 20 years, and you have elderly owners. They do not want to take a chance. They're a higher risk group of not being able to make a full recovery. So I don't blame them for watching out for their safety and also the safety of the public.
Anthony Price, he is the CEO of LootScout, which provides capital to small businesses. Best of luck during this pandemic, and we thank you for joining us on Face the State this Sunday morning.
Thank you for having me, Dennis.
Thanks, Anthony. Finally, we leave you with our moment of calm. It's a big viewer hit. I know many of you have been writing to us and emailing me and posting on Facebook how much you love this because it makes you feel good. It makes me feel good too. And with a Face the State theme today, we hope these shots of our beautiful old State House in downtown Hartford will bring you some peace during these difficult times. The old State House, a beautiful building, has been a symbol of Connecticut spirit since 1796. Have a great Sunday, everybody, and thanks for watching. Remember, we are all in this together.